Hello folks, welcome aboard Cecilia Ann. Cecilia Ann is a Catalina 445. I'm Jose Torres with Homeboats and Travel, and we're going to do an in-depth look at this beautiful boat. If you're in the market for an ocean cruiser and something that's spacious for a family or family and guests, this may be the right boat for you. So with that, let's take a look. This boat is part of the Catalina 5 series, so it has safety features built in and integrated into the design to provide additional safety at sea. And with that, I'm going to start showing you some of the features on this fantastic boat. So this beautiful boat comes equipped with a dual anchor roller. This one has a Rogna 40 and a Lumar plow anchor. As we move back, we move up, we come into the spacious anchor locker. Now the design on the Catalina 5 series means that right here at the tip of the bow and coming in towards the back bulkhead, you have a compression impact zone. So there's a piece of foam, the density of mahogany. So if you hit anything at the water line, it's going to compress, which will prevent everything else down the line from breaking. So this is going to give you a lot of safety. Also, the bulkhead right here below the windlass is a watertight bulkhead. So even if you poke a hole on the bow and you get water on the forward compartment, you're not going to sink. In addition to that, you have a split locker. You have a Maxwell windlass. That's your intake for your water, and your windlass controls are right here. As we turn around from the anchor locker and we start looking aft, you're going to see that you have ample weather decks, very wide and comfortable, or your shrouds are inboard on both sides. So that way you have a clear path when navigating your way forward or aft on the boat. There's lots of space for sitting or additional cushions or bean bags to kind of turn this forward part of the boat into a nice, comfortable, relaxing, entertaining area. As we look closer to the standing rig, you're going to find a Selden mast and boom with a hard boom bang, max sails in a roller in-mast system. We have our radar and an antenna at the top. What you see here is what Catalina calls the T-beam mast system. So that steel plate is what's supporting the base plate for the mast. They're conduits that run through the deck, so you don't have any screws going into the fiberglass or going into the cabin, so you will never have a leak coming from the mast inside of the boat. All the controllers for the lines are right mounted on the base. And as you can see, they run aft on both sides of the boat. There's plenty of handrails to hang on. Your lifelines are high, so they're going to keep you safely inside of the boat. We have our Garhauer Traveler and controls. Another nice thing about this boat is you have the large windows, which allow for a lot of natural light inside of the cabin. As you can see, it's very clear, very functional, very practical. Looking aft, we have a Bimini Dodger with a complete covers for the front, side curtains for the side. So if you're sailing this vessel on cooler climates, you can close the panels and keep the cockpit area nice and cozy. As you can see, the wide weather decks run all the way aft on the boat, which makes it easy to get to your transition point. This boat came equipped with a stainless steel arch, and they installed solar panels and a wind generator for additional power. As we step into the cockpit, we have a very nice, wide, comfortable cockpit area. With the Bimini, we have lots of shade. You have folding table, your compass. You have a center storage compartment. On this particular model, they only order one sharp plotter, which gets mounted on a swivel on the center table. This boat comes equipped with an Achilles dinghy and motor, and you have the davits hanging right off the arch to get the boat out of the water. Nice transition on clutter on block, and that's what we call our poodle catcher. It's what keeps things from washing off if you take a wave and you get water inside the cockpit. As we look at the navigation and steering, you have dual steering stations with Edson collapsible wheels. You have your autopilot, wind, depth, and speed. You have your controls for your bow thruster and your throttle, giving you the perspective, sitting at the helm. You're going to have your engine controls right in the center, sharp plotter, which you can pivot around, and your port side navigation station. On the port side lazarette, we have our generator in a hotch box. That helps keeps the noise down and any vibration. On the starboard side, we have more storage capacity. These are your main breakers for your shore power, and the controls for your wind generator. This boat also is equipped with galvanic isolators, one for each 30 amp circuit coming inside of the boat, which provides electric protection. This boat came equipped with a Luma 46 electric cabin top winch. This provides your control. All your lines are led aft. So if you had to single hand this vessel, you could do that. Organizers for your lines. As we start going inside, you can see this beautiful cabin. The galley on the Catalina 445 is very spacious. It's going to be an L shape, but you're going to have an additional cabinet right behind you. So you have plenty of counter space, which is all Korean countertop. Everything has a lip to keep things from sliding off the counter. You have an air handler, propane stove, 3-burner with a propane oven. The wood panel, it matches the countertop and is there to give you additional counter space when you're not cooking. You have a nice microwave oven, and you have storage all throughout, giving you plenty of room for food storage or cookware or appliances. This particular boat came equipped with the additional freezer. So this is a top loading freezer, plus you have the refrigerator as well. Dual stainless steel sinks, and you have your sprayer hose. On this side, you're going to have a stack of drawers. You have storage for your pots and pans or food. You have a pull-out drawer for your spices or cooking oils. So overall, a full-size galley, very comfortable. When you're making way, you have a limited amount of space where you can be moving out. If the boat is heeling or you're in rough seas, you can brace yourself on the countertop in order to get your cooking done. Now through the galley, we have access to The port side stateroom, which also doubles up as a garage. A lot of the owners on 445s will take this extra room and turn it into a storage room. I've seen a lot of 445 owners that have used the space for things like scuba tanks, paddle boards, pretty much toy and utility storage. There's cabinetry. In addition to storage, on the 5 Series, they consolidated a lot of the things that you would normally need for maintenance. So in here you have one of your sea strainers, you have your fuel filters, and your coolant container, and so on. And they still have some room for storage. On the opposite side, you have some lockers with shelves. Now this could be converted into a hanging locker, which I believe is the way it comes from factory, and you can add shelves if you need more food stores. Now this turns into a berth. If you clear everything out, you have the cushions and a mattress that can turn into a double or a single and leave you room on this side for storage. So a very practical and creative use of space. The Salon on the 445 is very spacious. You have a very large settee, and you have another settee on the other side, on the port and starboard side. The nav station is facing forward. You have storage on top of the door and underneath as well. So looking for the bottom up, you have a nice storage shelf, your breaker for your windlass, your batteries, your battery monitor, your bilge pump, single sideband, stereo and VHF, your electric panel. This side we have the auxiliary panel, which controls the air conditioners, the generator controls, and your tank monitors. As we come out of the galley, that's the companionway. We have the guest head. This is going to be a wet head. Has a port light for lighting and ventilation. There's lighting throughout. There's a shelf for your soaps or your bath soaps or your shampoos. You have a nice Korean countertop, toilet paper holder so it stays nice and dry, and you have access to the aft stateroom. So to give you an idea of the space, I'm 6 foot tall. You still have about 6 inches above your head, so it's going to be very roomy. There's a lot of space for me to move around, so it's very comfortable. If I had to take a shower here, it actually wouldn't be bad at all. I have plenty of room to move about and be comfortable. The toilet is an electric toilet, and when I'm sitting down on it, I have plenty of room to the frame, so I'm not, hitting anything. You have the countertop to lean on, so if you're healing and moving and you're using the facilities, it's still very comfortable to do that on. So with that, let's go check out the aft stateroom. Okay, so the aft stateroom on the 445 has the bed at an angle. And this is almost a queen size bed as far as size is concerned, just a little bit smaller than that. You're going to have a storage locker on the left hand side. This one, on this particular boat, actually has the air conditioner. But you still have storage space underneath. You have access to the head. The space here is very nice. There's a lot of storage on that side, shelving on this side. You have a hatch above for ventilation and lighting, and you have natural light from the hatch and from the sport light, as well as artificial light from the lighting on the room. This compartment opens up and it gives you access to the rear side of the engine, to the transmission and the stuffing box. So as I'm standing at the entrance of the stateroom, I still have a few inches of headspace. There's also a panel above my head that gives you access to the bottom of the electric winch that's up on the cabin top that I showed you earlier. So if I'm getting on this bed, I'm coming in sideways and laying down. I still have a lot of room to go up, but the space is very comfortable. It's not encroaching. You know, it doesn't feel like you're trapped. It feels actually very roomy. And you have access to all of the storage that's available right next to the bed. The hatch is right overhead, so it gives you lighting, it gives you space, and if you have it open, it's going to give you ventilation. So very nice layout. You have another port light here. I have it covered right now, so otherwise there will be more light coming in. But I wanted to give you an idea of what the space looks like when you're laying down. When you get up in the morning, you still have room, so you're not going to bump your head when you sit on the bed, and you just work your way out. Now I'm going to give you my perspective. So if you're coming in, you're laying down, you have lots of space to go up on the bed. Plenty of leg room. If you're looking straight up, you're going to see the hatch. Also, I mentioned we have another port light here, which gives you additional light and ventilation. You have a fan and plenty of lighting and space. Staying true to innovation, Catalina designed this space so this table could be lower and an additional cushion put in here, turning this into a double berth. Also, this table is a Catalina design where the leaves open up. So when you have the family on board and you want to gather everybody for dinner, you can open the table completely and have plenty of sitting space for 6 adults, more if you have children. But when you're not, you can close the leaves and it turns into a nice cocktail table that gives you the maximum amount of space. It just opens the space up, makes it more comfortable. On the starboard side, you have another settee that can be used as another single berth. There's storage underneath, so there's a drawer here. And you have a locker under that corner. But the space is wide enough that an adult can sleep here very comfortably and, or relax, read, watch TV, pretty much anything that you want to entertain yourself with. There's also another 3-stack drawer right here at the end for additional storage. And you have storage as well behind you for food or other items. As you can see, the Salon on the Catalina 445 is very roomy, very spacious. You have a lot of beams, so there's plenty of space on the width of the boat. So it gives you lots of room for comfort and safety. You can see I'm 6 foot tall and there is about 6 to 8 inches above my head. So you're never going to feel cramped on this boat. Like on other 42s, the ceilings are low, so it kind of feels compact, doesn't feel as roomy. By having the cabin height, to this level, everything opens up the space and it makes it for a very comfortable yacht. Moving to the forward cabin, the forward master stateroom, you're going to notice that the height of the cabin top is carried forward. So you still have lots of room. If you're tall like me, I have clients that are 6'4", 6'5". This style of boat would be ideal because you're never going to hit your head on the top. It's going to feel very comfortable throughout. The bed is elevated as you have a 4 stack of drawers underneath the bed, and there's also your water tank is forward underneath the bed. You have it's a center line. You have cushions for sitting on both sides of the bed, so nobody has to climb over anybody to go to bed. Everybody can climb up their side. And lay down comfortably. Now, I'm not trying to get all the way up, so I still have about 3 feet up, so don't be fooled by my feet hanging out. Well, when you sit on the bed, you still have plenty of headroom, so it's actually very comfortable bed. And these are inner spring mattresses that Catalina puts on a lot of these boats, so these are very, very comfortable. So let me bring it aside so you can get my perspective. So as we come into the cabin, we have a very large locker on the starboard side. Has a nice tabletop shelf with a lip. One side is going to be shelves. The other side is going to be a hanging locker. So showing you, you have 2 seats on each side of the bed. Underneath you have lockers for additional storage. These are shelves. And you have additional drawers underneath. Underneath the bed, forward behind the drawers, you're going to have your water tank. So this lifts up, but I'm not going to do that. And you can get to the water tank. When you climb on the bed, like I mentioned, this button here elevates the back of the bed. You have lighting, so if you're a night reader, you can read comfortably. You can see there's plenty of room. As you look up, you have a hatch for ventilation, lighting, and egress. And you have 2 additional port lights for ventilation and light. There's fans installed on this yacht. So if you're at a anchorage and you don't want to run the generators, a nice breezy day, you can open everything up, turn the fans on, and you'll have a very nice and comfortable sleep. On the port side, you're going to have additional shelving, also with a lip. But you can see the beautiful wood accents throughout, and the quality of construction that Catalina is known for. Last but not least is our forward head. Comes equipped with electric toilet, stainless steel sink. You have Corian countertop that matches the rest of the boat. You have a mirror vanity with a medicine cabinet. Your shower stall is going to have a bench seat, and it has a curtain on this particular boat, but you do have a lip at the base. So that should help keep this head fairly dry. In addition, you have shelving on the back side for your bathroom items and your shower head. You have a port light for additional lighting and ventilation, as well as a hatch. And the air conditioner, of course, blows in the head. Behind here, you're going to have your black water tank. And you have access to anything that you need to do maintenance on. All right, so to give you, again, perspective, 6 foot tall, I fit here. There's plenty of room for me to maneuver if I'm taking a shower. The bench seat is very comfortable. There's plenty of room, even with a curtain closed. This would be a great setup for taking a shower. This is a private head, so this only serves your master stateroom, your master suite on the front of the boat. So very nice setup. If you're interested in putting an offer on this boat, I'm happy to help you with that. Check out my contact information below in the description. I'll be happy to assist you. If this is not the right boat for you, not a problem. Click on the link above, subscribe to our channel, and you'll see a playlist of additional boats on this size and style, all sailboats. There's a separate list if you're looking for a powerboat, but there's something in there for everybody. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to reply to all of the comments you put on the video. And with that, folks, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.